Hello, Helena and Elijah. It's Aunt Elisa back with the next installment of Make Room for Elisa. If you remember last week, I had on Uncle Ricky's glasses that I told you about, where I had my prescription lenses put into Uncle Ricky's eyeglass frames. So this week, I thought I'd show you something else about Uncle Ricky that you might be interested in. Uncle Ricky loved to walk. And because of that, after he died, I took one of his favorite pairs of shoes and I had them specially preserved in bronze, just like they do with baby shoes. And maybe you have shoes like that. And I gave one of these bronze shoes to Nani and Poppy, and I kept one for myself. And Uncle David and I keep this in our living room, and we look at it every single day, and it reminds me of Uncle Ricky. So this is actually his shoe that's got a special metal coating put on it so I can keep it forever. And one other thing about Uncle Ricky, I think he would really like that I'm reading to you guys. Because Uncle Ricky, he went and he volunteered his time and he read to grown-up people that never learned how to read. Because Uncle Ricky thought that everybody should love books and everybody should learn how to read. So older people that never learned how to read, Uncle Ricky went and taught them classes so they could learn how to read their own books. So I hope by me reading to you that you'll be really good readers someday and love books, and I know that you will. Well, we are actually on a brand new chapter now, and the next chapter is called E is for Eye Chart. And an eye chart is what you see when you go to the eye doctor. So let's see what this is going to be about, this chapter. At Elisa's friend Jessica's birthday party, everyone got a box of pastel chalks. Elisa thought that was better than candy. She had a small chalkboard at home, so she could draw on it with the pastels. She had never seen such wonderful red and blue and yellow pieces of chalk before. Up until now, the only kind of chalk she had owned was white. "I know what," said Elisa, as she and her mother walked home from the party. "I could draw pictures on the sidewalk, too." Lots of times, she had noticed that other people had drawn on the sidewalk or on the street with chalk. "You can draw in the park," suggested Mrs. Michaels. "I could draw in front of our apartment building, too," declared Elisa with delight. "No, I don't think you should draw in front of our building," said her mother. "It will look too messy." Elisa was disappointed about that, but she did take her new pieces of chalk to the park the next day and made several big pictures there. Elisa loved drawing and painting. She had poster paints, watercolor paints, markers, and crayons. Hardly a day went by that Elisa didn't draw a few pictures. The best ones were hung on the refrigerator or on the walls in the bedroom she shared with Russell. Others her mother mailed to Elisa's grandparents. One rainy day when Elisa was sitting and painting a picture of herself playing in the park, her mother noticed something. "Elisa, why do you lean so close to the paper?" she asked. "You're going to paint your nose if you aren't careful." "Paint my nose?" Elisa laughed at the thought of it. "I won't paint my nose," she said. But after that, Mrs. Michaels watched her daughter, and she noticed that Elisa held books close to her eyes when she looked at them. Sometimes Elisa seemed to be squinting too. "I think I had better take Elisa to get her eyes checked. "She may be nearsighted," said Mrs. Michaels to her husband. "What's nearsighted?" asked Elisa. "It means you can only see things that are near you, and you can't see things that are farther away so well." "I can't see things at school," said Elisa, nodding her head in agreement. "You can't? Oh dear, I wish I had realized that earlier," said her mother, sighing. "I can see them when I am at school, but they're too far away to see now," Elisa explained. "I don't know if Nibbles the guinea pig is sleeping or eating right now." Mr. Michaels laughed. "Of course not," he said. "But can you see what he's doing when you're in the classroom?" "Of course," said Elisa. "Well, nevertheless, I'm going to take Elisa to an eye doctor," said Mrs. Michaels. So she made an appointment, and a few days later Elisa and her mother, accompanied by airmail, Elisa's favorite doll, went to get Elisa's eyes examined. Well, that's all I have for this week's installment of Make Room for Elisa. I love and miss you guys very much, and I think about you non-stop. See you next time.